Afternoon, YouTubers. This is a video I've been meaning to make for a while on trailer storage. In order to use this, you're going to have space on your wall. You can see that, so I didn't completely waste the space. I welded up some racks that go behind it so I can store garden tools and such. But you're going to need that much room on the wall, and you're going to need a second thing. Some way to lift this trailer. I've got a chain hoist that goes up into the attic, and there's a piece of square tubing that spans 5 trusses up there. That also makes it handy to lift stuff off the trailer and such. But this trailer just wheels over to the side, and on the back side here is where I store the sides in front and back of the trailer. These pieces are also magnetic, and they stick on the side so I can see the back of the trailer in my mirrors. But when I've got it stored, I just stick it on the side and have that little flag waving there. I back my car in so I can line that flag up in my rear view mirror, or excuse me, in the right side outside mirror, and back in. Just in case I would get a little too close, put this piece of wood here so that the sharpness of the wheels don't run into the car or damage the tire. Also put, just for a little extra safety, this extra piece of chain that holds it up. I'll tell you how well this works. Sorry it took so long, but got these on casters. Get that out of the way. And I can then move this trailer around all by myself. Have to roll it away from the fire extinguisher so it clears. But the trailer just rolls around. When I built these, and I'll show these a little closer when I take them off, but I have just enough clearance where that fender doesn't ride on the floor. So I can roll that over. The other nice thing about it is if I happen to have this out in the winter and get it all covered with mud and salt and such, I can just roll it over to the edge of the garage, take the pressure washer to it, and clean it off. But what I'm going to show you today is how we lift it off, show you the back side of this. Of course, it's heavy on the axle side, so these chains kind of hold it upright. And then, like I say, I can store the sides on there. I just roll this over to where it's underneath the chain hoist. And I've got a hook here that I'll hook into the chain hoist, and we'll lower it down to the ground. Now, as you can see, I've got the trailer secured to the chain hoist. So now I can remove these 2 chains and take off the side. You can see I leave the wheel assemblies on it while I'm lowering it down. That way it doesn't scratch the bed of the tire, or the trailer bed. As it comes down, it's going to go on the end of these pieces of steel tubing rather than damage the tire. And as I let it down, it does sometimes get a little squirrely, just so you know, going back and forth as it comes down side to side. So I make sure neither of the cars are in the garage when I do. I've got the trailer lowered down to the floor. The wheel pieces are still in place. I'll show you how we take those off in a minute, but it's ready to be used. Now what I have here, and I'll get a tape measure out and measure it, so you'll have, the trailer is a 4x8 trailer I bought at the local farm store. I got lucky enough to find 2 sheets of aluminum that made a real nice floor for it. So it's real lightweight, but it's just a 4x8 trailer. And then if you pull this pin and pull that, then this piece slides up and out of the side pocket for the side, and then I just, again, the trailer's not very heavy, doing this one-handed. Just have to lift that a little bit. Sorry about that. And there's a piece that goes in the bottom side of that same pocket. And the reason that I had to make this just a little bit bigger was to get the clearance so that the fender didn't rub. So you'll have to measure that. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the front one, and the trailer is ready for the side. Here are those two pieces. And again, I had to put this block in so I'd have the height so that they would be down far enough so my fender would not ride on the pavement when I was rolling it around. But this piece is just some square tubing, and for my trailer anyway, a 4x8. It's about 30 inches long. And then these pieces you just build to fit nice and tight in your stake pocket. And then I think I've got 3-inch casters that I got at Home Depot. They work real well. But once this thing is up and I've got the chains on it, as you saw, I can roll it around real easy on my floor. And it's a one-man operation. One thing, if you're considering putting one of these chain hoists in, I'll show you this. Back in my shop, I did that same thing, but I put it on a track so that it goes back and forth. It's kind of nice. I can back the trailer in here and lift something up and then roll it right off. I can do the same thing here. I just have to move the trailer rather than move the piece. But was my son-in-law's idea, one of my son-in-laws, and it has worked out real well for me. Like I say, still got plenty of room, so it's not completely wasted space. If you were to remove the tongue, there's 2 big bolts. You could get by with a little less space. I keep the tongue on it. It goes up here to the front of the garage, but I happen to have enough room. But again, you can still utilize that space. It's providing you've got a big enough garage. And I don't have to back my car in, but I choose to back it in just so I've got a little more room between my wife's car and my car when I open the doors. But nice little trailer. This way it's always stored inside and not a nuisance to the neighbors. And it's always nice and dry and kept out of the weather. So I thought I would share. Have a good day. The trailer with the sides and the front and the back on it. Wanted to show you how I mounted these. This is just some square tubing I bought at, or channel that I bought at Home Depot in the electrical department. You can hang different things, attach one of these to like a rafter and hang different things from it, but it's actually in the electrical department. Just a nice size for a 3/4 inch plywood or a 1x6 to fit in, and then of course pin those. And then these fit in the stake pocket. The front one just rides on that piece of angle iron. And then here on the back, I did the same thing. These are those pieces that I had the little yellow flag hanging off of so I could spot my car in the rearview mirror. Those are just magnetic. These are strips from Harbor Freight, and then I took some conduit and painted it red. I did put these little rubber tops on it just in case I would get a little too close with the car. It's magnetic, so it would move, but so I don't scratch the car. And just welded that channel iron to a piece of plate and then bolted that onto the trailer. And this one just lifts out. I do put a bungee cord in here from side to side just to hold it, but works out real good. Got tie downs all the way around, but nice way to store a trailer.